All rise. Veuillez vous lever. Please be seated. Veuillez vous asseoir.
Nous sommes en audience publique, Monsieur le Président.
The court officer, we are in public session.
We will take submissions on the two housekeeping matters that indicated in the morning we'll take up. We want to finish both matters by 2:20. So by 2:20, that's right.
Thank you, Honor.
We will speak to the question of what to do with the time that has been freed up by the Kenyatta case, explore the possibility of using some of that time to do this case. The week of the 11th is out of the question. But outside of that week, let's see what else we can do. Prosecutor, can you speak to it in 2-3 minutes?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll be very brief. The prosecution's position is as follows. We would require, I would estimate, 2 weeks from the time of notification at least to line up the witnesses. That's the time that the VW have alerted us they would require. It should be possible logistically, certainly, to line up 2, possibly 3 short witnesses before the Christmas recess. Yes, I don't think it's feasible to go into any of the insider witness or the linkage evidence, the more complex ones, before the break. My learned friends have indicated they would require, in any event, sufficient time to prepare for that, and so would we. The statements of these witnesses are voluminous, between 20 and 25 lever arch files worth of transcribed interviews. So there's a lot of preparation involved.
So when you say 2-3 short witnesses are possible to take in before the Christmas break, have you discussed it with the other side?
I have, Your Honours, and my understanding is that the defence would prefer not to continue, and because of their need for further investigations. One other request from the prosecution side, when we do resume in the new year, especially if we are to resume with one of these larger witnesses, because of the time that will be taken simply to read through, for the witnesses simply to read through voluminous statements such as I've alluded to, the prosecution would prefer if we did not start immediately on the 6th of January with a witness like that, and if possible, if we could start 1 week later or towards the end of that week. Our preference would be for the 13th of January. But obviously, we're minded of not wasting court time, and we're in the court's hands.
Mr. President, Your Honours, good afternoon. I'm grateful. Your Honour, we've previously addressed the bench regarding certain difficulties of the defence regarding its preparedness to actually commence this case. And I think Your Honours may agree with us that we had every expectation that we would plan around the court schedule that had been provided to us. Your Honours, of course, we're not blind to the fact that space has become available by dint of the decision to push back the commencement of case number 2. However, Your Honours, in deciding what is fair in this case, we are, of course, confident that Your Honours will not view this case, as it were, a stuffing or a filler to fill out gaps in the court's diary. We're quite confident.
Mr. Ken, let's focus on the thing. Nobody is talking about filler. This is whether or not you're able to, and then what your difficulties are. Let's just focus on those concrete considerations.
Yes, Your Honour, I was coming to that. And I'll move straight to that point. Your Honour, it would cause us, as my learned friend intimated, we told him, very real difficulties. We have planned investigations. My learned friend, Ms. Alexandra, is our Chief of Investigations, and already we have arranged matters so that various tasks, various work that needs to be done in Nairobi is done between now and the new year. Now, Your Honours, the court will be aware that witnesses or people of interest to the defence have their own lives. They're not always available at our requests according to our convenience. And Your Honours, also, of course, unlike members of the prosecution, the defence is in a unique position. We're not relocated here with families and all the rest. And the team that I have the honour of leading come from all corners of the earth. And various individuals have also made, in addition to professional responsibilities, personal travel plans based upon our belief that once we finished, in fact today, as was intended, because of the court schedule, we would not be coming back until the new year. So, Your Honours, for those combined reasons, of course I can give more detail if necessary, we would strongly request that the rights of Mr. Ruto would be best served in these circumstances to proceed with the earlier calendar that we'd been led to believe, or that we understood would be applicable, and that would give the defence very important time, both to conduct necessary investigations over the period until the new year, but also, on a related matter, allow team members to fulfil the travel plans, the bookings that they've already had, to have a bit of a Christmas break as well with their families in different parts of the world. So, Your Honours, for those two reasons, we do humbly request that the bench consider the various difficulties and the various demands of the defence, and that we come back. There's no objection. I hear what my learned friend Mr. Steinberg says regarding the nature of witness preparation. Your Honours, if the court was decided to come back on the 13th of January, that would be fine. We are, of course, willing, as always, to do our best to accommodate the concerns and comply with the decisions of the trial chamber. But for the reasons I've already sought to adumbrate, it is our respectful submission that we should adjourn at the end of next week, whenever we've finished with the next witness, and we do not come back until the new year. Your Honour, that's my submission on this issue.
All right. Mr. Kaswa?
Mr. President, the last time we spoke with the prosecution, we had expressed our wish and desire to resume approximately January the 13th next year. And the reasons are variously that we would like to have used the time, the break that was scheduled, to conduct further investigations and also to attend to family issues, both in terms of the team members and the client. Lastly, Mr. President, is whatever decision is made by yourselves, we would pray that we have an advance indication on the part of the prosecution as to what witnesses they propose to call. I will acknowledge that we have been in correspondence with them on that issue, but we would like to have they were consulting and liaising, and then they would communicate to us. We would really like that to be part of the decision that is made by the court.
All right. Mr. Narutsetse?
Thank you, Your Honour. From our side, we have carefully listened to the respective submissions made by the parties. But in our view, we believe that the court should ensure that these proceedings are conducted as expeditiously as possible, since victims have been waiting for the start of this trial for many, many years. And we believe that after next week, the court should resume, let's say, 1 or 2 weeks break maximum would suffice in our view. Also, after the recess, the winter recess, we also believe that when the recess ends at the 6th of January, court should resume its proceedings in order to ensure that these proceedings are conducted as fast, as rapid as possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have 5 minutes less than that to deal with the second issue, and that is the matter of the request for excusal. Mr. Khan, you said you'll be very brief. Can you make your submissions in 2 minutes? You said you've already.
Yes, you're perhaps in private session in that case.
All right, we'll go into private session.
Nous sommes en audience.
The court officer, we are in public session, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. We will rise for just so for the record, in open session, in private session, we had a request for the excusal of Mr. Ruto for the proceedings of next week. And the chamber has other arguments. We will now rise for 10 minutes, deliberate on it, and come back.
All rise. Veuillez vous lever. All rise. Veuillez vous lever. Please be seated. Veuillez vous asseoir.
The chamber has deliberated on the request to excuse Mr. Ruto for the proceedings next week. And the chamber unanimously grants the request. Reasons will be given on Monday.
I'm most grateful.
We will now bring down the blinds and bring in the witness so we can proceed.
Nous sommes en audience.
We're in open session, Mr. President.
Thank you. Mr. Hooper, please proceed.
Thank you. Mr. Witness, we're on page 38 of the transcript. And we're starting from...
Mr. Hooper, 1 second. Can we briefly, sorry to do this, go back into private session for just a quick second?
Oui, Monsieur le Président, merci.
Yes, Mr. President, thank you. We are now in public session.
Right, good afternoon, Mr. Witness. We're in public session, and we're starting at page 38, which is right at the top of the page there, 1293. Applause from the crowd, it reads. And I'll just take you for a little bit, and then we'll stop. So if we can start it now.
Tunaelewana ama hatuelewani? Tunakubaliana mwaka huu mashakali ya hii watu inawangoja ama bado? Tarehe ngapi? Tarehe ngapi? Wanasikia hawasikii? Tuko pamoja? Tuko pamoja? Wewe mtu Mluya usidanganywe ati unajua hii majimbo ati utafukuzwa. Mtu kama umenunua shamba hapa, umetoka Western, umetoka Pokot, umetoka Lamu, umetoka Vanga na uko na shamba yako hapa, hapa ni nyumbani kwako. Tunaelewana? Na katiba inalinda haki ya kila Mkenya. Tunaelewana ama hatuelewani? Vita kati ya Mkenya na Mkenya sio ajenda ya ODM. Vita ya ODM ni dhidi ya umaskini, ukosefu wa kazi na ubaguzi yenye tumeona kwa Kenya hii kwa miaka hii yote. Hiyo ndio vita yetu. Tunaelewana ama tuelewani? Ile vita ya Wakenya kupigana, waulize Moi na Kibaki ndio wanajua. Tuko pamoja ama hatuko pamoja? Na wote wako PNU ndio ma experts wanajua wao. Tuko pamoja? Tunaelewana? Kwa hivyo usidanganywe ati majimbo ati utafukuzwa. Serikali ya mashinani ndio itafanya mtoto wako apate nafasi sawa na mtoto ya yule anayejulikana Nairobi. Sasa huna nafasi. Tunaelewana? Ili upate biashara mzuri sasa Kenya hii, lazima ujulikane Nairobi. Lazima baba yako ajulikane. Ili upate nafasi ya biashara ama ya kazi. Sisi tunasema tunataka Mkenya yeyote mtoto wake apate nafasi sawa, ajulikane asijulikane.
Right, just pausing there, and can we recap in English what the position is that's being addressed there? And he's addressing them basically on devolution and any fears that people might have about devolution. Is that right?
Yes, you are.
Now, in particular, let me read at line 1308. He says, if you are Luya, don't be deceived. They say, quote, you know, with this devolution, you'll be chased out, unquote. If you've bought a farm here, whether you are from Western Province, or from Pokot, or from Lamu, or from Vanga, if you have your farm here, this is your home. Do you understand me? Yes. And the Constitution guarantees the rights of every Kenyan. Do you understand me or not? We do. Kenyans fighting against Kenyans is not on ODM's agenda. ODM's struggle is against the poverty, unemployment and discrimination that we've experienced in Kenya during all these years. Kenyans fighting each other. Sorry, that's indeed our struggle. Do you understand me or not? We do. Kenyans fighting each other. If you want to know about it, ask Moi and Kibaki. They're the ones who know about that. And then a little later on, he says, at line 1337. Therefore, don't be deceived about devolution when they claim you will be chased out. Local governments will ensure that your children will get the same opportunities as the children of those who are well known in Nairobi. At the moment, you don't have any opportunities. In Kenya, as it is now, for you to get a good business, you must necessarily be well known in Nairobi. Your father has to be well known for you to get business opportunities or work. And we say that we want the children of all Kenyans, whether they're well known or not, to have the same opportunities. And that is an accurate translation, indeed, of what was being said in that segment of the tape. Is that right, Mr.
Your Honor,
Witness?
I'm going to object to this line of questioning and this procedure on 2 points. When Mr. Hooper started out this whole exercise of replaying the video, and I think we've heard about 45 minutes of it, if not more, before lunchtime, the objective was, and this is what was stated by Mr. Hooper, was refreshing the witness's memory. And I think it's on that ground that the court permitted that the video and the extracts be replayed to the witness. But now what's become obvious, and that started right before the lunch, is that the only thing that Mr. Hooper is actually doing is having portions of this video replayed and reading these portions into the transcript. There are no questions to the witness as to whether this refreshes his memory on the live issue, which is whether this is indeed or not a video of the 5th of December. And on that point, Your Honor, I'd like to just state to the Chamber that it's plainly visible that the video itself has many edits, and it cuts at many opportunities in many places. So I'm not sure where Mr. Hooper is going at this point. It's already 5 minutes to 3. Mr. Hooper stated that he was going to finish before lunch, and now Mr. Hooper simply embarked on an exercise of reading portions of the translation and putting them into the transcript without any visible aim or legitimate aim, Your Honor.
Mr. Hooper?
I don't know where to begin. This is, I remind my friend, an OTP exhibit. He produced a video of events that this witness was not at. The prosecution did not produce a video which the prosecution claim is a video of a rally on the 5th of December at Kapsabet. It's a most extraordinary decision taken by the OTP. We can't understand it. Now, this witness started off by saying, perhaps coyly, he wasn't too sure, but I think his concession was, having seen the helicopter arrive and the other matters, that he concedes this was or might well be the rally that he attended. I do have questions to him, of course. At the moment, I'm interested to present him with the totality of it, to give him the opportunity to see the totality of it, to make it plain for those who don't understand either the languages, what it is that's being said, and to present this prosecution witness with the opportunity to address the issues that necessarily arise from this demonstration.
Mr. Hooper, 1 second. Prosecutor, did you play part of this video to the witness?
Not during the examination in chief, no.
You did not play any part of this video to the witness during the examination in chief?
No, Your Honor.
Which is a matter of grave concern to us. It amounts to a misstep on the part of the prosecution. We're here to assist you, the Chamber, as is the witness. Quite plainly, with this video, it's wholly necessary to look at it, for him to look at it in these circumstances. We're looking at it quite neutrally. When we've completed that viewing, and we're satisfied that it contains the contents that we're relating as we go through it, then of course I will be asking questions.
All right, Mr. Hooper, you may proceed. The concern, of course, is if the exercise had begun with a predominant understanding that it was about refreshing memory, we need to keep that in view.
Indeed. So, first of all, Mr. Witness, I've summarised the transcript we have in front of us, really. Well, I've done more than that. I've read some parts of it. And first of all, do you agree that this transcript fairly represents the words that are spoken on that video?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to what extent has your memory been refreshed in playing this video?
Some extent.
Well, let's continue. Now, what I'm going to do, instead of starting and stopping, it may be easier if we start now or recommence now. Mr. Ruto talking. This is at 1 hour, 10 minutes and 32 seconds. And I'll continue it all the way to the end of what he says, which is about 10 minutes, I think. So let's look at that. I might stop it once or twice, but not to ask any questions, just to make sure we're in the same place and on the same page, as it were. And then we'll go through it, all right? And then I'll have some questions. We'll go back to this point. So we're starting again, and let me just identify approximately where we are so that we can come back to it. We're going to start at line 1352. That's on page 39 of the English transcript, and we're going to continue playing it to the conclusion of Mr. Ruto's speech.
Mr. Hooper, before you proceed in that manner, in view of the announcement of what you say you will do, I would like you to go to line 1465 not in the English transcript, but the other one. KenyaMOJA.com. Let's go to KenyaMOJA.com 0090.
Your Honour, I'm not necessarily armed with this transcript at the moment. Can I just bring it up? Line 1465. Yes, I've got your point.
I'm going to turn off your microphone.
I think I've got your point. And yeah, no, we can't. No. We're going to play all the way through. Yep.
All right.
So just a reminder, we're at lost it now. So I just we're at 1353 on page 39, and we're starting the video now. Thank you.
Mimi nataka niwaambie waziwazi, safari ya ODM imeanza. Bwana Kibaki ameanza kufunga milango, ameanza tayari. Awe wazine, wacha niseme FM. Niseme FM. Kabla sijasema FM, kuna wengine wanasema ya kwamba wanaota ndoto wataiba kura. wanapanga njama huko Nairobi, sijui wameenda Belgium, sijui wameenda wapi kutafuta makura. Tunawaambia Kenya ya wizi ya kura, hiyo ni Kenya ya 20th century. Hatuwezi, hawaibi kura zetu, hawawezi. Tuko pamoja? Nyinyi mko macho ama mko macho? Wataibia hapa kabisa. Tunawaambia wajaribu, wataona cha mtema kura. Sawa sawa. Kura tunataka ni ya demokrasia, lakini ya kando wataenda kufanyia Rwanda ama huko Somalia. Ama namna gani? Tuko pamoja? Sisi tunamwambia Bwana Kibaki, imeonekana wazi kazi hii ya rais uwezi. Hata sijui anatembea kuomba afanyie nini. Kazi hapa Kuresoi, watoto wadogo wanatembea barabarani na mizigo, manyumba yao imechomeka. Kule Mount Elgon wa Kenya wamekuwa wakimbia nini. Tuko pamoja ama tuko pamoja? Tuko pamoja ama tuko pamoja? Na watu wa Kapsabet, msifanye makosa. Bwana Kibaki alitupa ahadi. Na ahadi ni nini? Na dawa ya deni. Bwana Kibaki alitupa ahadi ati kazi 1500 kila mwaka. Mulipata Kapsabet kazi vijana wengi? Kwanza alisahau ati ni vijana aliwaahidi. Baada akachukua Masere Kereri, mtu wa miaka 80, managing director. Huyo ni vijana. Sijui George Muhoro miaka 79, managing director. Huyo ni kijana. Hata Moi alistaafu juzi, kijana mwingine Kibaki ameenda kutafuta, amekuwa ambassador sasa, ampatiwa kazi. Huyo ni kijana. Kibaki anajua vijana ni kina nani? Anajua. Afunge virago ama ngoje. Alituambia Bwana Kibaki ati anapigana na ukabila. Mimi niwaulize watu wa Kapsabet, ukabila umeenda chini ama umeenda juu? Umepungua ama umezidi? Nilikuwa nawaambia watu wa Kaptumo, pale mahali mimi nawakilisha Pungeni, ndio wanajeshi wanafanyiwa training. Sawa sawa? Mwaka uliopita kati ya vijana 1500 waliofuzu, 1000 wanatoka jamii moja Mount Kenya. 500 ndio kila mahali wa Kenya wengine. Hiyo ni ukabila ama si ukabila? Ni ukabila ama si ukabila? Ukienda kwa wizara ya Bwana Kibaki ya fedha, waziri anaitwa Kimunya, anatoka Nyandarua. Naibu ya waziri anaitwa Peter Kenneth, anatoka Murang'a. Permanent secretary anaitwa Kinywa, anatoka Nyeri. Financial secretary anatoka Kiambu. Governor wa Central Bank anaitwa Bwana Ndungu, anatoka Kiambu. Director General wa Kenya Revenue Authority yote anaitwa Waweru, anatoka Murang'a. Hiyo ni ukabila ama si ukabila? Bwana Kibaki angoje ama aende nyumbani?
Right, just for the record, we're on page 44, and we're approximately at line 1500, about there, just so that we will have approximately the same point on our transcript. Thank you.
Hakuna maneno ya hiyo. Hapo hii biga nandi. Mungu wewe akita gole unge mechi hepano. kangeta Ramu mwenyewe kukakopiman kadu nikimi kadu Ramu ko chairman seo ki chairman ko kadu kopiman kole mako ku serikali ni oche konyo kadu anane una kana mauno loko jenge serikali yoto sasa hivi kabisa akutinyi nimeite lori tos ngele mako ku kana serikali tahu na matao tahu ku kana serikali kwanza kenyini komatinya kutita na bartinge ngerene ba president wewe kujama ite matinya jini bartinge ngerene ba president serikali itebi obirna sidi toli le ngadi tali le itebi kado bijao ka sente bagile to migano ulara mo ngara barnge tunya kake oiso ujagi mo na din de tole de wangune de se gambon imure nandi kamnangi yo se gambon mo ki mo se ana no vale sergali to mio diem moto mut no to mo biri lo kamnangi ko chan nahi ave ko sine ki ko sin yara mi be oge jam ki ko mamoja age jam jigele pura yat kenyini ki ko sin yara mi be Raila Amolo Odinga ona na amogi ko jipoch ko se biju mami la kwana banane ni ko to mujana no ko to inga sang ko to ibo ko to sanda ogera rei igera na se bara mi be ko keleji kabuji la ko agoi sai mente ibo ne moita ko se biju kuji tanai ngom ko college ki ko ne mo to kai na gi ni gamma kuni na ga gi su ta na le san gi no ko ma biju su ko mamoja awo gi age ko ji ene Raila ngere ile buru be yuwa usale mudaba ate na ka sa tini ali ingerar ko gira kanan mara jamge mi o me jo ali tite ara ka tu dai kole je diye de sana ye ka tu ko ma ja una tana mau no cita kolejin amadata amau na lejini oye Ingat lo tinggi, mau nada? Kalau Cina banani itu masih ber kusal jengamu, anan mama, bagaimana? So miji na berber korone, miji na berber. Ibi Cina jita pura ya, ninjini le mutai, kesom, kubiru. Mau nada mau nada? Aku tembare, boleh jinjita nyosi merwo, komutai, ibi se merji, anane. Mijine ibi se merji ni jita tembare, kenyini, agenino, aku ini nagara, ini agenini, pamasin, komai ini mijinga. Apa sahaja jana mau sih? Ate bebi kakak sahaja. Virgin ni kai koko iot ne bagi, dagi suami, ko virgin jita pale jikura. Virgin, ma virgin makni itu kau sabi, ma virgin, anane, pura kana mau na, sah ini, buat kami virgin itu kau birun pura iat makni itu kau sabi, ki virginnya, i virgin itu kau sah, nene muju kau birun mati, i virgin, ya negeri usen gurget, apa sah kijuanan mau Aku asih ni kan sahaja. Member jadi tan, me mujo birungu rabuana, member jin mati, mami celiandi, awasana. Kibagi, ko mami goe engaje, aku na. Mami, bunyo no, bunyo. Kau saya ramon, ada jauh. Bunyo kalau dia ini nggak sahaja, queen. Kamu nak serikali itu bagi gas ini tay, kumagi buat kita korek, tapi mereka begitu je buat kue ni. Karena mau, rumah mau lagi landa mat, boleh jadi gak mau, tapi tu lino itu nyawa tak sih. Kuber ring mana ni? Kolonja korin, kolonja kanison ni, kolonja suguli sempro apa aja. Waktu seman kue di kita kerja. Pahutaramu, pernah magi kere engel duit gile di kebagi, gas agia, masih statement ramu, bagi aku le masih statement ramu, si macam anak mama, masa saya tidak kapsa teman, kui, kate bene, sekitar apa isu ni, ibu sini lagu keji, umi jebu boda, isu ni keser, ubir jiware, lagi ubir betul siapa. Obe lenin khusus yang mah. Oh, tapi tu, ang yang nak kabisa. Ni kan boleh jinjito. Sikit sikit bagi ni wei. Wei, miji na putin nyaman kabisa ni mikirun ni tu na laleng ada tu bagi. Oh, apa sih? Dia busuliyo cina kalau laleng ada tu bagi ngurau ni kabisa. Apa itu? Oh, dia busuliyo kalau dia ai biju. Wei. Nega ngonje kome tengasi. Obe ne boru ngko. Uruni mila kwe ngko da boda ko mine ni bosire boisi. Ongete no bobe ber ni da boda sina manda. Asi ko ngete gi biji ke bang. Obo to bijo na mo. Kwe ni ga ba ga na ngetu. Yo mala ke na nga ka enya ni ndul dote ni. O yara chiguru be ke ba ke aya bajil lega ga be. Lei uang aja, apa nyata enggak santai, kaya jilid bagus you, tu, pendidikan itu, oh makai ramu, oh sebiju, ramu itu mutiu, dengan sekali kami tulus, dengan sekali kami nongyo, dengan sekali kami nongyo maraba, juga no, oh sebiju, ramu itu jinya kapsa, agak jamme, aku orang tikyo kanan ni. Mau nada? Agak gonyeti, agui.
All right.
We're on 1641, page 48.
Right, I'd like us to go into private session.
Nous sommes en audience publique.
The court officer, we are in public session, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Mr. Hooper, of course, it's your cross-examination.
Yes, I'll just.
Yes.
We've got a couple of pages of the transcript to go. So
I'm following the
English and the tape. It's working out.
We'll continue. Okay.
Very well. So for everyone, including the witness,
we're all
up
doing
to
that.
1640, and we can play now. Sorry, 1647. I'm corrected. Thank you.
Mau nada? Aku so mengajar tara mau ko agibirci kan ni sekarang. Ana mau agibirci. Agibirci ipo ente ngatu te college matiso. Dato ko so meta tamana jita te gibi ora. Ana ne. Yogi mungkin ngatu te college jo birci masa ke sange ne le uru nya ta gibi ho. Ye birci no tolae ni. Ana ngi tu. Ana lagi bahasa barang yo leji. Kiling giru kuno cuni gini. Boleh nani tan. Ni la minu nya tai. maki sanyo na ram toto jagot kai na le gura ram somre ji ji ala tamanga paranga kanan lagi kaki naik cuma paramu sila lo begini mau ji uhi begini kisah se memang sama ramu kalau mau dia kan mendengar kalau sampai kiri ji cuma jangan lagi naramu bonte anane matoi kalau gitu ada kurios ke ni ke tinggal ni tak kios ke ni ke namu lagi tak kios ke ni tak apa na yang jelas bosan tete naramu sih boleh jadi bang bosan tete Kimuaji ni aramun. Oh in kumenjo konde ko kemaki. Ogi ke ngagi kimi opposition kita kerate. Anane. Kamu bisa men. Mutai kagi serkali to diem ke ribara mon agmadi matua eji. Una dana mauno. Ribara mon matua eji. Ogiri be kimi opposition ko temene ke tinya ga serkali. Lakin ni ke mejo wani te ko ya se ngalega ko bagi awat. Una dana mauno. Oleh ko ya se ngalega ko bagi siapa antanga. Yun matus. Anane. Ura yane ba president ke Virginia Raila Amolo Odinga. Una da? Arami be. Ura yane ba MP ke Virginia Elijah Arab la. Agak sini, sama sini mana ni boleh? Mungkin saya segap kasar nama orang ruko. Anan mama. Kali aja ini kami korok, ini dapat kusir konda. Awak boleh biju, aku biju. Awak tak biju nama awak sih. Kali aja ni Elijah Arab we, mungkin mau mengi, mega mukta itu keboti. Awak tak ini, hingga aku yang ngelurin nut. Ini bukira ramu kain di sini. Kutulu gua lebawa nanyun ni. Umang kena kuat. Asih tanyun oleh. Kamu kena rasa semua. Kamu yang mau sama. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka nimalizie hapo. Sawa sawa. Tumekubaliana watu wa Kapsabet kura ni ya ODM. Ikweli ama si kweli? Ikweli ama si kweli? Kura ni ya Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga. Ni sawa ama si sawa? Kura ni ya Elijah Lagat. Ni sawa ama si sawa? Na madiwani wote wa ODM. Ni sawa ama si sawa? Tunamwambia Bwana Kibaki ameshindwa na kazi ya rais, afunganye, aanze kwenda nyumbani. Sawa ama si sawa? Tuko pamoja? Nataka niite deputy captain wetu Mheshimiwa Omwami Mutalia Mudavadi ambaye ujao. Ndio hiyo. Asante. Sasa Ruto ametuanga siasa yote. Kwa hivyo mimi nitamalizia tu na kitu kidogo, alafu tuelekee kambi yetu, sivyo? Ya captain wetu ambaye tuko na salamu zake.
Well, I'm quite happy to do that. It's 17 minutes long. There's one particular part I'd like to refer to, and I also want to, as it were, show the end of the video and the leaving of Mr. Ruto.
For a few minutes of this speech.
Let's hear Mr. Muda. This is, just for the record, this is Mr. Mudavadi now coming to address people.
I think by now we all know him.
Yes.
I mean, Mr. Mudavadi.
Yes, very distinctive gentleman.
Let's roll the tape a little more.
Certainly.
Yeye yuko upande wa Kuria, Kisii, akifuruga upande huu akitafuta kura. Na sisi tuko bonde la Ufa. Na wakati alipounda Pentagon, yaani headquarters ya kupanga mambo ya siasa, ya kuamua makombora gani tutatumia, ya kufanya ujasusi wa kisiasa na ya kulenga. Yeye yuko na kikosi kule Kisii na sisi tuko na kikosi hapa Rift Valley, na tarehe 28 vikosi hivi vyote tarehe 28 asubuhi baada ya kupiga kura tarehe 27 tutakutana na vikosi hivi battalions zote za Raila kule State House asubuhi, tukimtawaza kama rais wa 4 wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Tuko pamoja? Tuko pamoja? Basi kwa nini tunasema hawa jamaa waende nyumbani? Kwa sababu huyu Kibaki tayari wakati huu anasema kwaheri kwa watu wa Western Province. Alipitia huko upande wa Hamisi Sabati ya jana, watu walikuwa wanamwambia enda vizuri, hapa ni ODM. Kwa hivyo tayari wanampea kwaheri na yeye anasema kwaheri. Lakini tunasema nataka ende kwa nini? Na mimi nitaguzia tu mifano miwili ama mitatu. Kwanza, bunge ambalo linaondoka. Charusa alikuwa kwa hiyo bunge. Yeye walipitisha kama parliament kwamba mshahara wa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya akishashika mamlaka utakuwa milioni 2 kwa mwezi. Yani benefits na mshahara.
You can take over your cross-examination.
Mr. Moody,
Microphone.
the tape. I just want to go to line 1837, 1837, just for a short section that we can see, and ask the witness to follow what is said. It's 1837. Mr. Mudavadi.
At page 53.
Yes, it's at page 53. It's harder to find, of course, on the tape. If you just bear with me a moment. So we're starting the tape at 1 hour, 35 minutes and 3 seconds.
Moi asimame Rongai. Amechukua comptroller wa State House ambaye tena ni binamu wake yule ambaye wanaita Lokorio asimame Baringo. No. Watu wakasema hawa jamaa wakisimama wakikuwa na mkutano itakuwa mkutano ya wabunge ama ya familia. Sasa tunataka tujue hiyo ni tamaa ama ni ushujaa wa siasa? Si hata kama wangetaka kidogo, mmoja angesimama huko Baringo, mwingine asimame Nairobi, na mwingine aende kusimama Mombasa. Lakini neighboring constituencies zote, familia moja inataka ichukue district nzima. Hiyo ni ushujaa ama ni tamaa? Sisi ndio kwa sababu tunasema tunataka ODM ingie, tubadilishe katiba hii, tulete serikali ya mashinani kule karibu. Na mimi nataka niseme, sisi tunaweza kuwa wajinga wa aina gani? Mimi Musalia Mudavadi nikiwemo, tuseme kwamba ati tutaleta mfumo wa kisiasa ambao utafanya watu wahamishwe kutoka pahali wameweka riziki yao warudi pahali babu zao walikuwa. Na mimi nikisema kwa Kiluya nitasema hivi, yani mbezanda yinga ndi wanda babagada ndi he lima jimbo gazako muhamile muturimu nzida mutebe ndi nyera kubanda kuidimbi di yuko yumwisho Kuzi hanondi munyumwaguri no milimi mwadi nyamaro mbaki bara chinyu ati muhaminywe maganyariki kunye kuorande basaza bagulla mukisagese bagira mukisagese bara kwenya kuba nuru kubilla baburu kurira byose mukisagese dabe bibi bijipaka ene hara kwenda kugosi suko wora bandu bahaminyuki milimi dai banda bakarunu bandu barwana kore soy revolution ya fikra serikali. Hii siyo siasa. Hii ni insecurity. Serikali imeshindwa kulinda wananchi. Kule Mount Elgon, sisi tunasema yule ambaye anashika.
Yes, we just skipped a small bit, but we're now at the top of page 55, and he's just mentioned Mount Elgon. So we're about line 1893. We'll just play this little section.
Tikiti ya ODM Bwana Kaponi, yeye amewekwa ndani. Tunawaambia watu wamemteua Kaponi, wacha Kaponi atoke nje, usalama uje upande wa Mount Elgon, kwa sababu watu wa Mount Elgon want a true representative. Hawataki kinyangarika ambaye anazunguka kula akisema yuko serikalini, lakini watu wa Mount Elgon wanakufa. Na haya ndio sisi tunasema kama ODM tunataka tulenge. Sisi hatutaki kuleta kikabila. Mimi ni Mluya, Ruto ni Mkalenjin, Raila ni Mjaluo, Nyaga ni mtu wa Mount Kenya, Balala ni mtu wa Pwani, Charity Ngilu anatoka Ukambani. Sasa ukabila gani hapa? Kuna ukabila hapo? Hawa jamaa, la mwisho ni kwa nini Moi amepeleka project ya Uhuru kwa Kibaki? Sisi tulijaribu kuuza hiyo project, hata mimi mpaka nikaumia. Watu wakasema wewe unakuja hapa, wewe unajua kweli kuna mtu anaweza kuuza nguruwe kwa Waislamu? Nilipata tabu. Sasa wanaenda kule, lineup ni short and simple. Kibaki akitoka 2012 akuwe Uhuru. Uhuru akitoka wanataka Gideon Moi. Gideon Moi akitoka Jimmy Kibaki anangojea arithi kiti cha Othaya. Alafu naye atakuja baadaye. Na kama ni uongo wakanushe. Kwa sababu hiyo line ni lineup ya nini? Kwa hivyo sisi wana ODM tunataka tuseme we want equal opportunity kwa kila mtu, na tunataka nyinyi watu wa Kapsabet, hakuna mambo mengine. Kura ya kwanza ni Raila Odinga Agwambo kama rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Kura ya pili hapa ni Alagat. Kura ya tatu ni ya diwani wa ODM, na mimi nimeambia Lagat, na tukaomba tukizungumza na Ruto, nikamweleza, tukasema kwa sababu tunajua watu ambao wamepata tikiti ya ODM, mjumbe ni mtu wa hapa Mgwendi ni Mkalenjin. Wakalenjin wamepata tikiti za ODM kama madiwani, lakini kuna Waluya hapa. Chukua nomination baada ya election, Weka Luya 2-3 kwa council awe nominated. Alafu hii mambo tutaziba sawa sawa mpaka kuna mtu atapenya hapa. Kwa sababu hii kitu inaitwa PNU, kazi yao ni kupenya na uingie. PNU. Penya na uingie ama penya na uongo. Kwa hivyo wanataka wapenye alafu wafanye nini? Waingie. There is no room to divide our votes. Tunataka Raila awe jemedari ambaye na majeshi. You cannot be a general without an army. Hata uliza general Toyota. Hatutaki Raila awe president na parliament si yake. Hakuna shortcuts. Ikiwa tunataka miswada ya ODM ingie ipite kwa bunge na kwa councils zote, ni lazima tuhakikishe Raila ni president na parliament iko na wajumbe wa kutosha wa ODM ambao watapitisha sera zetu. Hatutaki serikali ya viraka kama hii ya PNU ama
and there's a little more in the same vein. And can we just go then towards the end and the leaving of the politicians for a particular purpose?
Mr. Hooper, we will rise at 4, adjourn for a week, and you will have been done with this witness by then.
I doubt it, Your Honour, no. I need a little bit longer because we've got time taken up this morning with audios and the like. I lost about an hour. We lost a little bit this afternoon. It's significant material, Your Honour. Mr. Mudavadi seems to be saying there's no shortcuts, and unfortunately that's proved true. But I'd want to go through the matters with the witness and deal with 2 other issues before I've completed.
That means you want to continue with this witness on next week?
On Monday, yes. It won't be very long on Monday, but it's quite inevitable.
And after that, Mr. Kiginkatwa will do his own?
Yes.
And we have another witness to go?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. So we'll just go to the end here for reasons that I'll come to later.
Kuma
right, so that's much of the tape, and certainly all the recorded speech on that from Mr. Ruto, and much of Mr. Udavadi's, and their entry and exit. And having seen all that, Mr. Witness, was that the rally you attended on the 5th of December 2007?
Yes, Your Honour.
It was. Now, let us just try and finish the exercise as we've had it all in various languages. Perhaps we could go into closed session, Your Honour.
We go into private session.
Into private session, yes.
Private.